I explain, yeah. I explain, yeah. Racks all in my jacket, on my toe like Michael Jackson. Yeah, turn me up, I bet he quiet. I've been missing through my lines to get active. Y'all like it crazy, y'all afraid to run it up. I hear a nigga like what's cracking. All fake forces going insane, you know. Love to do my thing, but I'm still looking on my Virgil like what happened.
Just like that, episode 1. This is Why Not Podcast with Nimble, where positivity meets motivation and excuses simply don't exist. This podcast will be like no other podcast. Each episode will be shot outdoors, to utilize the beautiful scenery that I'm so blessed to live on. This beautiful island called Bermuda, very small island in the Atlantic Ocean. And I feel like we have so much scenery, greenery. Each location will try to be different, but what better than this? It's what we call views. This podcast will not only star me, Nimble, there'll be special guests on here, entrepreneurs, business personnel, successful business personnel, fitness moguls, some people who I have the pleasure of calling my friends, and many more. I don't want to reveal too much too soon. Yeah, let's get right into it. So I feel like many people at this point in time know me as Tajay Welch, the marketplace manager, the grocery store manager, the award-winning manager. And if you don't know, just recently, I won a very prestigious award, the FMI Grocery Award for International Store Manager in 2025. So I hold that title right now. But yeah, as far as that journey goes, let me tell you a little something briefly. So I went straight into the grocery industry, straight out of high school. I worked my way up through various stages to become who I am today and where I'm at today. You're not looking at the finished product, but you're looking at a very successful young black man. And throughout this podcast, I really want to touch home and touch base with the young black man on this island. I hope this really resonates with you guys, especially, and everybody else. I hope you tune in too. But especially you guys, man. I was just like you once. I came from very humble beginnings. You know, nothing was given to me, everything was earned. So, yes, I hope when you look at this podcast, you see a bit of yourself when you look at me. Back to myself. I just want to say also on that note, the Tajay Welch note, the grocery manager note, that I'm a living testament, I should say, that hard work does pay off. And you do get out what you put in. But only if you put in that hard work, you will see results. And stay consistent with it. Consistency is key. That's one thing I will bring along with me on this podcast. You'll see a lot of consistency. I'll be dropping frequent episodes. Each episode, I'm going to try to give this is where positivity meets motivation. So I'm going to be dropping jams. There's going to be a lot of motivation, a lot of advice. So yeah. And then as far as this podcast goes, there's another side of me that Bermuda also knows. That's Nimble. That's my nickname. Nimble the footballer. You know, I was at a young age, I was horrible at football. Horrible. Right up until I was about 15, 16, when I hit I found my touch. I learned how to shoot a ball correctly. But yeah, I played for a lot of teams in Bermuda, PHC, Devonshire Colts, Hamilton Parish, Paget Lions, to name a few. In 2018, I was named the Young Player of First Division, Young Player of the Year for First Division. And after that, I kind of gained this name, the First Division Legend, as I would go to teams in the First Division. I don't want to name the teams, TMI, but I'll go to those teams and get those teams promoted in the first year that I was there. You know, it's a team sport. I'm not saying that happened because of me individually, but I did have a large role to play in that. So I am also known for that as well. And then there's Nimble, who's known for being dripped out. My sense of fashion. You know, wherever you see me, it could be I'm going to the corner store to pick up some dog food or something. I'm putting that shit on. I'm got it on. You know, I take my fashion sense pretty seriously, but it didn't start out that way. Um, you know, I always wanted luxurious things, and you know, the Balenciagas, the Louis Vuittons, the Bapes, but I couldn't always afford it. Um, so on this episode, the the message I want to get across is slow motion is better than no motion. Um, so I want to tell a story, quick story time of my first trip to New York. I took a trip to New York when I was about 16, 17 to myself, with myself, by myself, I should say, with myself. We got to keep all the bloopers in there as well, too, because nobody's perfect. So I took a trip to New York by myself. Probably had about $1,400 to my name. It was a 3-day trip. And um, yeah, I was staying in Soho, which is a part of New York. You know, if you're not got much money, you don't even belong in Soho. You know what I'm saying? But as a young kid, I looked up all this stuff online. I went to Soho. I went to the Bape store, that's in Soho, and I spent $460 on a Bape hoodie. And I got a couple other things, came to like $800. Mind you, I said I only have $1,400 on this trip. So by day two, I bought a couple pairs of shoes, and I was out of money. I had to phone back home. You know, I didn't plan this out right, and this all came from wanting that motion like that, wanting to wanted to be seen, and when I got back home, not seen, but wanted to have that designer so bad, um, that I didn't plan out my finances right, and didn't realize that I was gonna, you know, be hungry by day three of my trip, you know, and not have no money to pay duty and blah blah blah. You got the gist. So yeah, the message slow motion is better than no motion. So I just want to say that on that topic, I did learn from that experience, and I want you guys to learn from that too. So there's nothing wrong with getting those luxurious items and those expensive things, but you have to be mindful. You have to plan it out, do it in moderation. So let's say, you know, I wanted that Bape hoodie, but I also got some Bape shoes or blah blah blah. Um, you don't want to do that, and you end up with no money left over. Um, do it in moderation. Maybe get the hoodie, and then pair it up with some AF1s or something. Wear something calm with it until you can afford that whole outfit, or vice versa if you want those Louis Vuitton shoes. But first of all, before we even get there, there's a saying: if you can't buy it twice, don't buy it at all. If you can't afford it twice, I don't live by that saying, but I do think that that is something that it should be taken into consideration when purchasing materialistic things. If you cannot afford it, to have money left over, that's basically what that saying is all about. Then just wait till you can. Um, you know, don't try to look like the part without being that. You know, fake don't fake it till you make it. Don't fake it till you make it. You know, because you're only hurting yourself in the long run. So back on to what I was saying. You know, if you could afford that hoodie, say the hoodie is $400 and you got 800. Got the hoodie, got a pair of AF1s, nice cheap pair of jeans, rock it. But vice versa, if you got that nice pair of shoes, you know, um, rock the pair of shoes, rock them. You know, you just worked hard to get that nice pair of shoes. Rock it, man, rock it. If you want to rock them to the beach, rock it to a barbecue. You know, don't be afraid of what people have to say, because at the end of the day, you worked hard to get that There's nice things. And this is strictly for people who like materialistic things. You know, each episode is not going to be catered to materialistic things, but this is just the story time for this first episode, episode 1. And for the young ones, the younger nimbles, or the younger people who do like materialistic things, when you got that nice pair of loose shoes, match it for a white tee, something calm, because the shoes will stand out. You know, I always dress from the shoe up. The shoes make the outfit for me before I even get into pairing what I'm wearing above the knee or above the ankle. But let's just say you got that nice pair of shoes, right? I don't want to ramble on. Gonna wrap this episode up pretty soon. And yeah, at a barbecue, right? And yeah, this girl was at the barbecue that she's been seeing you out in these shoes like the past month, and just been rocking these shoes, man. And she's like, hey, like, she comes up to you, she's feeling like she could say something to you, even though she ain't your girl. You know how that goes. But she walks up to you and she's like, hey man, you wear those shoes everywhere. Like, you ain't got no other shoes? Just look her in the eyes and say, it's my money. Why not? That's why not with Nimble. Tune into episode 2. Like and subscribe. There you have it. Tune in for more.
I explain, yeah. I explain, yeah. Racks all in my jacket, on my toe like Michael Jackson. Yeah, turn me up, I better be quiet. I've been listening to my lines to get active.